Good morning, this is Raven. It's December 8th, and your reading today is being brought to you by Septarian. You have two beautiful pieces here. This is definitely a root chakra stone, a grounding stone, and a cleansing stone. It's actually calcified mud, or I think they call it concretized. So the mud of when the ocean covered most of North America, so a minute or two ago. And when it dried, it was filled by this calcite and now I can't remember, bentite or something? Bentonite maybe? So yeah, and then the geos, I assume this is also the bentonite. And they work pretty similarly. These are called witch's eggs. And I use the witch's egg a lot in healing because it just sucks it up, sucks the bad stuff. And let's see what the cards have to say about Septarian. In meditation just now, it just felt like actually a really good meditation stone, a good stone to meditate with. It brings you into the present moment. It grounds you really, if you think, what does grounding really mean? Like, sure, it's an energetic state, but on an experiential level, it feels like the present moment. And you know, I'm not a meditator. I do meditate in terms of path working and visualization, and I do a lot of sort of body consciousness, somatic stuff. But I don't try and clear my mind. That shit is hard. Whoop. Unless you have Septarian to help you, because it just is in the nature of this card to do exactly that. So we're just going to pull a few cards to tell us. Seriously? Wow. Wow. So the High Priestess, the Sun, and the Lovers. Well, this is some deep magic. These are three Major Arcana cards. Three of the Major Arcana cards that are really luscious and positive. So the first thing we know about Septarian, which is also, I would, bring this back to the day, that this is the medicine for the day. The medicine of Septarian is grounding, right? So we're being asked to ground down in a significant way today. And if you take this medicine into your life, these are the particular rewards being reaped by that. And you have the High Priestess. So she's at the beginning of the journey, number 2. This is Gnostic knowledge. This is psychic perception. This, at any point in the journey, is kind of the energy that allows us to interface with subtle reality and all the ways, ways of psychic perception that can come through. So this is available today. Sometimes that's available through, if you're really serious about this stuff, taking drugs and spinning around 70,000 times. Like, that's not the Septarian energy, but it will get you to the High Priestess. The Septarian energy is in stillness and grounding down and being in the present moment. And this is what is available with that kind of stance today, as well as the Sun. So the Sun is solar. It's an active card. It's a positive card. It's there's a lot of optimism in here. I've interpreted the child in the Sun card in various ways at various times, but I really feel like it speaks to the optimism, playfulness, openness of the card, and the way that the solar energy kind of strips us back down into our essential sweet natures. You know, I really believe that all of the pain and suffering. I really believe that all of the pain and suffering, neurosis, that is part of the human condition, is kind of an add-on, a layer of learning, and that when you strip all of that stuff away, the essential nature of yourself is a sweet, playful, present person. Which brings us to the Lovers, because the Lovers is the process, spiritual process, and also just romantic process of being, of self-growth that happens through the reflection of another. So what happens when you love someone, really love them, is that you see their essential natures and believe in it. And there's a part of you that can sort of, through the extreme annoyances of being in a relationship and them being extremely annoyed with you, there's a process of self-love that happens. And it's sort of like the being reflected, being rejected, being accepted, all of those things ultimately circle back around to this essential goodness that is in creatures, any creatures, human creatures included. So it's cool to think of with Septarian, because Septarian is essential. It's mud. It's old AF. It's, you know, kind of does bring us back to the original condition through its pure muddiness. And there's also sort of, I mean, I might be reaching a little further in this allegory, but there's something in these cracks. You know, the being in a love relationship, whether it is romantic or with yourself or with the spirit, learning love is kind of an ego stripping process in which your heart is broken and then filled in by crystals. Ooh, yeah, I get it. I think I get it. So the last one that I have is Stand Still. Stand Still is from the Oracle, Shamanic Oracle, Mystical Shaman Oracle, sorry. So, yeah, I mean, I couldn't have picked this one myself any better. Amazing. Stand Still is, you know, exactly what it's saying. This is sort of allowing the present moment to happen. Bada bing, Septarian, present moment, grounding. And the need for non-doing. And that, I think that this, the medicine of this can be reflected into everyday life. You know, I think a good zone out once a day is super, super important for the creative mind. I'm a believer in naps. Also, for any kind of longer process, you know, a creative project, your life ambition, your relationships, all of those things need standstills. And Septarian brings that. You know, I think that this is why the kind of mindfulness, non-thinking Buddhist forms of meditation are so important for us and just popular amongst Westerners, is because we really need this standstill of the mind in order to be able to function. As I said, not my bag, but that's what they tell me. So, yeah. Wow, I didn't really, this is not a crown chakra stone. It's not a third eye. It's a really lower down energy, and yet it brings us the High Priestess, and it brings us the Sun, and it brings us the Lovers. It brings us into psychic perception. It brings us back into our original goodness, and it does this through this sort of earthly practice of love and being cracked open like an egg. And I think this is just the nature of the effects of this is grounding. This is Septarian. Stand still. Stand still. So being invited into all of this today, many, many blessings to you guys. Have a beautiful day. Please comment and please like, and please follow the links into my website and get yourself a good reading. So all right, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.